Hello, it's HyperKid0 here, and today we're going to be looking at a few Windows 8 tips and tricks that I have come across since using the developer preview. Now the first one isn't exactly revolutionary. It's been around in macOS 10 since the very beginning, and that is disk image mounting. Now as you can see, it's a disk image file. Now what a disk image is well, it's an image of a disk. So essentially, if I mount this, it will be exactly like putting the version of this disk into my computer. Now this is the image file for Office 2003. Now obviously I don't use this, I use 2010, but this is just this is a disk image that I made from a disk of 2003 that I have. And what we do is we right click, and in like previous versions like Windows 7 and below, you would just have this option, burn disk image or open with, and there wouldn't, well, I don't think you'd even have open with, but I think there wouldn't be any other option. There wouldn't be this option to mount. So well, what happens if we click mount is, well, if we go to computer, as you can see the disk has been mounted, and that's my real disk drive, and this is the virtual one. And so we can go in here, we can start the installation process actually right from the virtual disk image, and as you can see things happening, and I don't have the key on me right now, so I'm not going to go through the installation process. And what's good is that this installation process is also quicker, because instead of going through a CD drive, which is, well, kind of slow, it goes through a hard drive, and how ironic, it crashes. This is a developer preview, it's pre-beta, so I guess that's kind of expected. So another feature of Windows 8 is actually to disable one of its main features, which is the Metro user interface. I've read a lot of your feedback on my previous videos, and a lot of feedback on the internet, and a lot of people don't really like this user interface, because it's not really practical for a keyboard and mouse. It only really seems to be suited for touch interfaces like tablets, etc. So there is a way to get your old user interface back, like a lot like in Windows 7, and I'll show you how to do that right now. So what you do is you press the Windows key and the R button to bring up this dialog box, and you type in reg, that's R-E-G, and then edit, which is E-D-I-T if you don't know how to spell edit. Press yes to the USE dialog box, and if we scroll all the way up, I'll show you how to do this. So we go to H key current user, we expand that. We go to software and we expand it. We go to Microsoft and expand it. Then we expand Windows, expand current version, and just click on Explorer. There's no need to expand it, you can leave it closed if you want to, but we click on Explorer, and we're going to see an option called RP enabled. And what we do is we double click on that, and we change the value data to 0, and press OK. And so what will happen is if we try to go into the Metro user interface, as you can see, a little glitch happened where my start menu black background went away. We click the start menu, and as you can see, the Metro user interface now looks very weird. It looks kind of glitched up, and I guess that's kind of a result of what we've just done here. And as you can see, the start menu just popped up, but that's not the only change that happens. I'll log off and log back on now, and I'll show you exactly what does happen. So as you can see, the Windows Start button has actually now got its old look back. Looks exactly the same as Windows 7, and to be honest, I think a lot of you could mistake this as being Windows 7. So what we do is we look at this, exactly the same. I don't see any difference when it comes to this. You know, you've got all your old properties back. You know, I don't think they've actually changed this at all from Windows 7. I think they've kept this exactly the same. Whether they'll change it in the final version, you know, who knows. But yeah, so we've got our old Windows back, and if I press even if I press the Windows key, we don't get the Metro user interface. And as soon as I log back on, this user interface came up. The Metro Start interface didn't come up anymore. So yeah, so that's a couple of tips and tricks that I've showed you. I hope they help you along using Windows 8. Overall, I found it to be quite a pleasant experience, although it is very buggy. I wouldn't recommend you using it as a primary operating system, and I also wouldn't really recommend using it if you're a novice to computers, because it can be quite annoying. Overall, right now, I'd give it maybe a 7 out of 10. The Metro user interface isn't practical, and the only time I've actually enabled it since my last video is actually just to show you how to disable it. So, yeah. So, maybe they'll improve it, maybe they'll make Metro more keyboardy interface. I don't know how to explain it, but maybe they'll, I don't know how they will do it. And maybe Microsoft's touch mouse is kind of, you know, leaning towards letting mouse people use their mice with the Metro user interface, but who knows. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe and there'll be more videos on Windows 8. If there's anything more that you would like to know about Windows 8, please leave it in the description and I will most definitely take a look.